compares to this? What a beautiful name it is, the name of Jesus. You didn't want heaven without us, so Jesus, you brought heaven down. My sin was great, your love was greater. What could separate us now? What a wonderful name it is. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus Christ, my King. What a wonderful name it is. Nothing compares to this. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus. What a wonderful name it is. The name of Jesus.
Test, 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 test. Hey, while we're waiting, Commander Lutz is here, and he's about to come in, and then Mr. Wagner is going to talk to you for a minute. A couple of things. One, really exciting, Teacher of the Month is with us today. Can you guess who that is? Miss Banks. Miss Banks is the teacher. Would you stand, Miss? Oh, let's give her a round of applause. Teacher of the Month. By the way, the Teacher of the Month's class, every time there's a Teacher of the Month, the Teacher of the Month's class gets a pizza party, and then Miss Banks gets to park in a special parking spot, so we know which car we can mess up. Yeah. But a couple of other things. Commander Lutz, you guys can come on in, Anthony, and set up. A couple of other things. One, this coming Thursday and Friday night are the programs. How many of you are part of the Christmas programs? You guys, I'm really, really, really excited about that. Invite your families to come along. Thursday and Friday, I believe it starts at 6. This is Commander Lutz. He's going to set everything up, and while he's doing that, we're going to make sure his sound and everything's working. But Thursday and Friday, raise your hand again if you're helping with the Christmas program on Thursday and Friday. Is it everyone in all the class? Oh, wow. Have you guys been practicing in here? No? A little bit? Well, this week I think you're practicing in here. So good. And then today, how many of you know what this is for? How many of you guys know what this is for? Digital citizenship training. Anybody? How many of you use the internet? Have you ever used the internet? Do they still call it the internet? They used to call it, you know what WWW stands for? World Wide Web. WWW. So Commander Lutz is with the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, and one of the things he's going to be doing today is going over how to responsibly handle digital citizenship, which is how you handle the internet, social media, that kind of thing. So I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Wagner. He's going to talk to you guys for a minute, and then hand it. Yep, what's that? He's right there. Yeah. All right. Good.
How y'all doing?
Oh, I forgot. Caleb's daughter.
Yes, everybody congratulate Coach Young. His wife had a baby while we were off on break. Beautiful little girl. She doesn't look like him. So that's exciting. So as Dr. Max was saying, Commander Lutz is here. He's going to talk to us a little bit just about safely using the internet, how to properly use it, how to properly communicate digitally amongst one another, and a few other things. Before we get started, though, I got a question, right? I like to tell jokes, so I'm a dad joke guy, right? So I have a couple for you. My first one, what do you call an illegally parked frog? What you got, Johnson? Toad. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Okay, here's another one for us today. Why are spiders so smart? What you got, Chasen?
On the web?
They can find everything on the web. Y'all got one more? Y'all want one more? I love it. I love it. What is a dolphin's favorite country? Hardcastle, what you got for us?
Canada.
No. Finland. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I won't quit my day job to be a comedian, right? So, all right. So this is, I want to introduce Commander Lutz. Let's be respectful. Let's give him our attention. The things that he's going to talk to us about today are important. They're serious and they're real. You are growing up in a digital world, and it's important for you to learn how to properly use technology and to use technology in a way that honors Christ, right? So I'll turn it over to Commander Lutz. You want to do that?
Okay, good morning. Can everybody hear me? Normally I don't need a microphone, so I'm a little loud. But if you can't hear me, let me know, and I will use the microphone. Okay? Well, thank you for having me. First, a show of hands. How many here use a cell phone? Wow. Okay. All right, very good. I want to talk to you very much about the safety with the cell phone.
We'll mute it in-house.
Yeah.
In-house.
Yeah, okay. Well, then you want me to wear that might make it a little bit easier.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, this way. If I don't hear it over the speaker, I don't think I'm going to be waiting for that. Sorry for the delay. Very good. Can you hear me? We good? I gotta check with the man in the back. Good? We good? Perfect. Okay. All right, so a lot of you use cell phones. All right? Has anybody heard about bullying? Okay, what is bullying? What's bullying? Making fun of somebody. Very good. Calling somebody names. Harassing people. Yeah, very good. One more, one more. Picking on people. Yeah, all great answers. Yes, that's bullying. Now, when I was a young man, right, and some of you teachers were young, bullying happened during school, or they would pick on you and sometimes, you know, make fun of you, right? Push against the locker. You see them in movies, right? They do the big guy picks on the little guy, stuff like that, right? But that's right, stick them in a locker, right? Very good. That's why they have small lockers now, so you don't fit them in the big ones. Anyway, but now, because of cell phones, it's so much easier, you can do it anonymously, okay? And you pick on people, and then it's easier for you to join in. Everyone starts doing it, or even on the internet, if they know your email address or different things of the apps that you use, and they can go on that, and then other people join in, all right? And it's not very nice, and that person that's getting picked on feels very bad. They don't want to go to school. It can change people's personality and the way they act, the way they live, the way they're growing up. It's important because it's so much easier now over the cell phone. Bullying used to end when summer came or the holidays. That was it, you know, until you went back to school. Now, it's 24/7, 7 days a week, even during the summer. And unfortunately, some people that get picked on get so upset that they end up hurting themselves. And we don't want that, okay? That's not very good. It can affect your life. So if you are doing it or going to think you're going to do it, don't. Because kids are getting arrested for it. Making threats, right? They can do it right on the internet, right on the cell phone. They say they're going to do this to the school, that to the school. Guess what? We're going to show up at your door and take you to jail. It's a crime. We actually went to Virginia. Everyone know where Virginia is? Right? Quite far away. And arrested an 11-year-old. Brought him down to Florida, and now he's in jail for a year in Florida. Yep. That's right. Okay? That's how dangerous it can be. Because he made threats on schools, private schools and public schools. He made threats in, I think, Kentucky, and mainly here in Flagler County. And now, when you make a threat against a school, guess what happens? All the deputies have to race there thinking we take everything seriously. We go there, make sure that everybody's okay. All the deputies were there, dogs were there, right? And then our detectives start investigating it. Federal government starts investigating it. So if you start doing things like that on the internet, on the phone, that follows you for the rest of your life. All these things that you do, especially on the phones and on the internet, has a stamp. And they know it's you. And we can look that up down the road. Okay? But with that, with bullying, you have people that pick on people here. You know, one of your friends. Would you like to be bullied?
If you wouldn't like to be bullied, why would you be a bully? Think about it. Because they actually what? Yeah, other people don't deserve it. Very good, right there. If you notice, some of the bullies don't have very good self-esteem, and this is the way they make themselves feel more important. One more. Right. Yeah. Is it, but when you think about it, is it really cool? No, it's not to be a bully. Actually, you're just picking on someone weaker than you, and that's certainly not cool. That's really bad. And then if you see it happening, this is important. If you see it happening, you need to let somebody know. Parents, teachers, people in the school, so they can put an end to it. Okay? That's important. It's also a crime in the state of Florida to use a cell phone, the internet, a computer to bully somebody else. It's a crime. You can go to jail. Period. It's very important. That's how important it is, because people have hurt themselves over that. Okay? That's important. How many here will not use their cell phone or computer to be a bully? Remember that. Please don't do that. It's very, very important, because what you don't want done to you, you should not do to others. Period. Okay. Now the internet. The internet is very, very, how do I put this? Interesting. You can get educated through it. I mean, you can get a lot of good information. You're going to have to look up stuff for future projects. I mean, when I was a kid, it was an encyclopedia, but now the entire encyclopedia is on the internet. And you can look all this stuff up, but it's also a very dangerous place to roam around in there, okay? Because people can get into your system, they can see where you're going and start talking to you. If you're on the internet or you're communicating through the internet, and all of a sudden this person that you think you're talking to somebody that's another 12-year-old, another 10-year-old in Romania. Well, that's pretty cool, I think, okay, that you can do that. You couldn't really do that till recently, right? But are you really speaking to that person? Maybe not. Maybe not. And that's what's important. Because when they start talking to you, and all of a sudden the conversation starts getting weird or sexual, oh yeah, or dangerous, and they want to know a lot of personal information and start asking you things that you might feel a little uncomfortable, you're not talking to another 10-year-old. I tell you that right now. So what should you do when you get those? You go first. Go ahead. A parent or a trusted adult. Exactly.
Or tell
A guardian, teachers, everybody. Perfect. That's good. Yes. Tell a trusted adult. Let them look into it. Okay? If it gets to that point, we may have to get involved as a sheriff's office and investigate. And let me tell you, it's very, very difficult to investigate these types of cases. Okay? If you're on your cell phone and you use some of these apps, if you don't have them now, you will probably in the future. I think now you have to be 16 to use some of these apps on social media, but they're coming. So when you think you're talking to somebody, you may not be. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. It's not Twitter anymore. What is it now? X. That's right. That's right. Facebook. Well, Facebook is more of us older generations. But TikTok. TikTok's very good because you can post videos and see some interesting, some funny stuff, but you can also see some things that are a little off color, if I should say something like that. So you have to be very, very careful because you're going to want. How many here have friends in your classrooms? Okay. How many have friends that go to a different school in your neighborhood, right? Cousins your same age, things like that, right? Everyone likes to have friends. But I bet you can name really good friends that you have on one, maybe two hands, okay, that you really put your trust into, you want to hang out with, sleepovers, go to the movies, stuff like that, right? When you get on social media, everyone likes and gets what they call friends. Who here has 1,200 friends? How many here are lying? That's right. Nobody has 1,200 friends. So when you're getting on social media, all you want are friends, 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 friends. They're not your friends. Okay? They don't have your best interest at heart. All right? Have some close friends that you can put your trust into. These people out there in those apps and social media, even on the internet, are not your friends. So you can't put your trust in them. But the internet is a good place. Look up that information for the report and learn about a lot of different things. Because you can go on the internet if you're talking about some country that you've never heard of. Look it up. That's how you can learn. Okay? But be careful on the internet. It's very safe. If you're getting emails, who has emails? Yeah, just a handful. But you'll get those. You may get them as you get older, and you can get a lot of stuff from the schools and things like that in your emails. But if you get emails, make sure that if you're getting an email from someone you don't know, and there's a link attached, we don't click on that link because we don't know where it's coming from. And it could be a scam. It most likely is a scam. And you're downloading viruses onto your computer. And then think about this. Everything you type on that computer, a bad guy halfway around the world is getting. Everything you type gets sent there. Besides you're talking to a close friend and giving some thoughts, they get it. And then when you get older and bank accounts and things like that, you're typing in all your passwords, they got you. And that's how people are losing a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yes. There are controls in there, and they need to be followed, right? Anything out of the ordinary, you have to tell your parents, okay? Let them know. Your parents are in charge. It is their computer. It is their cell phone. You are just borrowing it and using it. And when you can go to the store and buy your own, then it's yours. But until you're old enough, they're in charge. So when you're getting something really bad on the computer or on the cell phone, you must tell your parents. Okay? Mm-hmm. Perfect. And that's good. Excellent. And that's the way it's supposed to be done. Okay? Because it's very, very important.
Yeah, one time I got this like text from a random person saying, "Hey," and then it sent me like pictures of this boy and girl.
Uh-huh.
And
There you go.
and I was like, "Mom, do you know these people?" She's like, "Block them immediately."
That's right. Perfect. But you have to show it. They don't. They can randomly call it a lot of numbers. You'll get a phone number, a call, something like that from a number. It's generated by a computer. So it's really not that number. That's how scary it can be.
My grandfather still has his home phone and a regular phone.
Mm-hmm.
So we get spam calls off the home phone.
Yep.
And we get over 20 a day.
Yeah.
So we got called for my mother passed off her home phone.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't answer it. So we were about 3 days late. We didn't even know about it. And then finally we picked up the call because it was the same number calling us again.
Right, right.
And so we always thought it was a spam call. So we're trying to get rid of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very difficult. Because you'll get a phone number, it'll say it on the phone, you'll get a cell number that this is coming in, and it'll have a phone number on it. It's really not that phone number. That's how they can hide. Some people are getting calls on their cell phone from their own phone number, because it's generated by a computer.
On my old phone,
Uh-huh.
I had like I'm guessing it was someone's old phone number.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever I would try to add someone, like as a contact,
Mm-hmm.
it would show up on their phone as like Alex something, so you think Alex.
Right.
So it was hard to like add people without them thinking that I was in a spam folder or something trying to scam them.
Yeah. Scams on cell phones are crazy.
Like random text from a bunch of different people.
Yep.
I never answered them,
Good.
or I would get random calls. Eventually, those stopped. But when I first got my phone, it was off.
Oh, yeah. It'll happen. Oh, yeah.
So I was playing a game yesterday, and some girl came up to me and she said, "Do you have like a phone number?" And I just said yes. And then she just said, "Well, can I get your phone number?" And I said no. And
Mhm.
she kept saying, "Well, I kind of know where you live," and she kind of chatted me in, and then I just
Well, that's good. That's good.
I found her account, and then I just recorded her.
Oh, very good. Very good. It's the way to do it.
So there was this guy,
Okay. Yep. Yeah. You have to block them. That's right. Couple more. Right. Right. Very good. Hmm? Okay. That's right. But what was the important thing you said there? You had a friend that you thought was a friend, and as it turned out, wasn't. And someone just trying to take advantage. That's important. So I want to get back to the bullying, because that's really, really important. Because that's, especially at your age and as you get older, that's really, really big, and that happens in school a lot. So I just want you to, if you're going to take away anything from that, you need to, if it's happening to you, you need to let somebody know. Your parents, your teachers, especially if it's happening in school, let your teachers know so they can take care of it before it gets out of hand. Okay? That's important. You got a question? No? Okay. Okay. So that's important. And if you feel like you want to do that. I want you to remember something. If you can't say it to somebody's face, then don't do it on a text message, on an email. If you're not brave enough to do it to somebody's face, then you don't do it anonymously. You don't do it over the cell phone. You don't do it on the computer. You don't do it by notes. You don't do it. All right? And when you're texting and you're speaking on the internet or doing whatever you're doing, talking to somebody electronically, I want you to take, before you hit send, you have to take the grammar test. Okay. Grammar test. You reread it, and if your grandma was going to read this, would they be proud of you? And if the answer is no, we don't send it, because obviously there's something wrong with it. Okay? Look at it. Be careful, because whatever you send, whatever you do on the internet, whatever you do on these phones, it is permanently recorded. You can erase things. It's still there in a file somewhere. Okay? People running for political office, getting a job. Now you're going to be 22, going into the military. Okay? Trying to get into college. And guess what they all do? They look at all your social media accounts. They do all these background checks with your name, and all of a sudden, you pop up that you got in trouble in the 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade for bullying, for doing something stupid on the internet. You're not getting that job. There's a good chance you're not going to get into that college of your choice. And the military may say, we don't need you. And now you have to rethink your future. That's how important this is. Because whatever you do, there's always electronic fingerprint with your name on it. Okay? Be careful what pictures you send, especially on the cell phone. Pictures are so easy. You can take a picture, take that selfie, right? And then send it to all your friends. Look at this new outfit I got. Look at this new bathing suit I got. Guess what? It's out there. And once you hit send, there is a digital fingerprint with that. Okay? You can erase it all you want. It's in a folder somewhere, and that can come back and haunt you. Only send pictures that, again, your grandma will look at it and go, oh, that's cute. Instead of, what are you doing? This is stupid. And if she's going to say that, or look at you and shake her head, it goes.
I got a question.
Sure.
What if I'm just doing it as a joke? What if it's just a joke?
That's a great question. Jokes. The principal thinks he's a comedian. I heard those jokes. Some were good. I'll give him some good points for that. Okay, that's fine. Face to you telling a joke, it's cute. You could tell a joke or think it's a joke, but since you're not doing it face to face, someone may not take it as a joke. And then all of a sudden, you get reported for being a bully. Meanwhile, it's just a joke. Well, it's only a joke if the other person thinks it's funny. And if they think it's insulting or mean, then guess what? It's not a joke. Because you can get someone telling you a joke and you can look at their face and the way they say it, and it's funny. When it's text, it's just words. and they made no expressions, no inflection of your voice, no silly faces, and then all of a sudden they don't think it's a joke, and that's going to come back and bite you. Very good.
What if I make a threat? It's a joke.
Ah. Threats are no joke. Last week, I believe it was last week or late in the week before that, a young lady, 16 or 17, had a fight with another young lady, and she decided to make a threat over the cell phone. So bad that she even took a picture of the person's house. Guess who showed up at her door? That evening, not even the next day, that evening, Flagler County Sheriff's Office. And she went to jail. It's not a joke. Most kids, you're going to hear, we had, like that 11-year-old. The 11-year-old was going to blow up Buddy Taylor Middle School, was going to blow up all these other schools, was going to go shoot up the schools and do all that. Now, was he going to do that from Virginia? No. So really, it's a threat, but could he have really done it? No. Do we still take it as a threat? Yes. Do the kids in that school who saw all the cop cars showing up with deputies running out with vests and helmets and big guns, did they think it was a joke? And guess what we did? We went to Virginia, arrested him, and now he's in jail for a year here in Florida. We don't take jokes that are threats, they say a joke, and every threat, every single one of them, when we talk to them, what do they always say? It was a joke. No, no, no. How many have seen the news that a school, maybe some shots fired at schools, and people have gotten hurt, right? It happens, okay? That's why we don't take any threats to a school or to a person like that, especially over the internet, as a joke. Very, very important. Go ahead. Yeah, you can delete the file. Still there. Still there. Everything you do on the internet is still there. We actually have detectives. He was going to join us today, but something came up, big investigation, he couldn't make it. We have deputies, I should say detectives and supervisors, a whole unit just on cyber crimes. That's all they do. Computer and cell phone. We had some man, let me tell you, we had some guy who came from out of the county or out of the state, came to Flagler County, right? Actually shot his girlfriend. Yeah, bad guy. Dumped the gun, went, and then called the police at a hotel. And then what did he say? Some guys came out of the bushes and shot my girlfriend. Okay. 4 hours later, we had him in jail because we got hold of the cell phone. We got all his digital fingerprints. Our detectives got it, ran through it, was able to break into all these phones and computers and all that, traced them, actually traced his tracks right to where the gun was, right to her. She unfortunately passed away, and now he's in jail for the rest of his life for murder. We can follow you. We can track you. We could see what you do on the internet and on the cell phone. So if you think you're going to get away with it, think again. Think again. What's that? Yeah. People do bad things, and you don't want to get caught up with that. That's why someone's going to talk to you on your cell phone or on your social media account, and what do? They try to get you to go meet them If anybody on the internet or on your cell phone is trying to get you to meet them, even though you think they're the same age, no. You tell your parents immediately. Immediately. Because we've had that. And we've had the phone calls, and we've actually, sheriff's office met. Instead of that person being a teenager, was a 40-year-old. You don't know who you're talking to because you don't see their face. All right? They may sound like they're 12, 14, 16, but usually they're not. Mm-hmm. She shouldn't do it. That's right. You have to be very, very careful.
I've seen clips on Snapchat Live and stuff of like people like meeting up with kids our age and they're like 20s, 30s.
Yep.
Really just bad.
Very bad. We had in 2006, a while ago, but there was a TV show called To Catch a Predator. Okay? I don't think it's on the air anymore. Anyway, you had this group, an adult, talking on the internet, meeting and speaking, going to areas that young people talk on, and started talking to them. And these bad guys came to Flagler County, down to Flagler Beach. How many people live in Flagler Beach? Ooh, good amount. Love Flagler Beach, right? Great town. But they came, and Flagler Beach Police Department brought these people in. They actually came to Flagler Beach. Adults, 20s, 30s, 40s, came to Flagler Beach, 21 of them, to come and have sex with little kids. Oh, yeah. So when you start talking to people on the internet and that conversation starts getting weird, you need to speak to your parents. Very, very important.
So this is kind of like bullying. So last year, like someone like knocked on our door randomly, which we didn't know, and then my dad just told me to duck under, just hide behind the couch,
Okay.
and then he just checked, and then it was the guy who was banging on her door with a rake and ringing on her door.
Okay.
And it was actually on the day of Sunday after church.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly I told my mom about it. And then that happened again on the day of Sunday after church.
Okay.
So we had to call the police 2 times.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And then my dad checked, and then he said he heard about some news about people calling, and then on the second day and then on the second time when the same guy came again,
Mm-hmm.
I just came down to check, and I just and then he was just like, and then it was just similar, and it was same, and then he was making again, ringing again. And then I went upstairs and I told my mom. And then my mom called my dad. And then he checked and then he knew it. And then we called the police.
Police. Good. Well, that's important. Hold on a minute. That's important. Because if you're home, especially if you're alone, and someone knocks on your door or rings your bell, is it a state law that says you have to open the door? Of course not. Is it safe to open that door? No. Because whoever it is, most likely an adult. Now, if your friend's coming over and you know it's your friend, different story, obviously. But it could be somebody trying to sell something or just trying to see who's home. Okay? We've had people here in Palm Coast knock on people's doors like that and say, listen, because my dog ran in your backyard. I have a lost puppy. Can you come help me find it? That's happened here. And what do you, everybody loves puppies, right? Yeah. So what are you going to do? You're going to want to help. But now you've just opened your door to a stranger, and there was no puppy, and while you're looking for the puppy, his friend just broke into your house. So be careful. Do not open your door to strangers, especially if you don't know them. Get a parent, right? An adult, and know who's at the door before you open it.
My dad, he's a retired cop, so we don't have guns at my house.
Okay.
We only use them for emergencies, like if somebody broke into the house or if
Okay.
somebody's trying to. And earlier this morning, when I was eating breakfast, my mom heard like a banging kind of, and like she didn't know what it was, so she like grabbed I was like, Mom, grab the gun, Mom, grab the gun. She was like, let me go see what it is first. I was like, Mom, grab the gun. Grab the gun. I don't know if we do, but I think we have a shotgun at home because I think my dad.
Okay. Well, that's a completely different topic, but just since you brought it up, you have to be very careful if there are firearms in your house. Okay? We don't play with them. We always treat them as if they're loaded. And if you have friends coming over, we don't talk about guns. None of that. Okay? Because, to let you know, I should say the majority, if not a high majority, of children that are killed with firearms in the United States are killed with the family gun. So we don't play with firearms. They're there for protection, and that's it. Okay? We have to be very, very careful, all right, with firearms. And if we find a firearm, even if we think it's fake and it could be real, we don't touch it. We leave it alone. We get an adult, let the sheriff's office come, because you could actually pick up that gun and it can go off. All right? And it's accidental, but many, many children are killed because of firearms. So please be careful with that. You had a question in the back.
So, another question. My dad told me that we use your voice to,
Yes. And that's very good. Right now, everybody's heard of AI? AI, right? It's like all these futuristic movies you used to see, right? Well, with AI now, they can hear your voice and then reproduce it, and you can actually have a conversation with somebody, sounds exactly like somebody else, and it's generated by a computer. So you have to be very, very careful with that. So just because you're hearing someone's voice, pay attention, listen to inflection, listen to the way they're talking, and if they know things that you talked about, might be, them, but be very, very careful with that. Okay? Good. That's good. So then keep it locked up, and then we don't play with it.
So, I just remembered the story. So when I was in North Carolina,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was in North Carolina, and we came back from home. We were just playing very fishes. It was night. It was like at 11, and we saw the cops outside.
Mm-hmm.
Flashing out at a window, and we saw this person getting arrested.
Okay.
They had the written line on the side of the building because it said, "Be careful of fire on." I just remember that.
Okay. I don't know what happened, so I can't really explain what happened. But yes, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're going to see lights in the window, that means we're doing something out there. We don't come out on the front lawn to see what's going on. We just, let us do what we have to do.
So if you like make a threat and you're below 18,
Mm-hmm.
do you still get charged as an adult?
Depends. Depends on the threat. But most likely not, but you're still going to get charged, and that's the key. And then that follows you around. So that's important. If you make a threat on your cell phone or on the internet or something, we will find out who it is. We will trace it back. And you will, I'm not saying may, I'm saying you will be arrested. We've locked up a few kids this year, one as young as 10, for making threats. Okay? It's that important and that dangerous. So we take everything seriously. Good? They have to stay at home. Your parents don't go with you to jail. You go by yourself. And you go to juvenile jail, which is in Daytona. We don't have one here. So you go down to Daytona, and if it's bad enough, the judge will put you there for 21 days. Okay? And let me tell you something. Juvie, as they call it, or juvenile jail, Department of Juvenile Justice, and that place where they go, is no joke. Yeah, you're not going to real jail, what we have here with adults. You're going to juvenile jail, but you're going with 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, problem kids. And they don't play. The last juvenile that I spoke to that went to jail for something stupid, and he was only there for one day, they beat him up and took his sneakers. It's going to happen. Because someone in jail is better than you. And they're going to take advantage. So you have to be very, very careful. Go ahead. You didn't think. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. That's important. That's excellent. I want to bring that to your attention too. How many here play video games? Okay? And how many play video games with other kids from around the world? Right? Right? Exactly. So cell phones, computers, gaming systems. Perfect point. You are on the internet, on a gaming, playing games. Taking over this country, racing around the track, doing this, that, and the other thing. That's where a lot of these bad guys are meeting kids, on gaming systems. So you have to pay attention and report these people when they start engaging with you other than the game. So if you're teaming up and you're doing racetrack, or you're doing this and you're doing that, you're building this, and all of a sudden it starts going off the rails, and it starts talking about weird stuff, you need to report it immediately. And tell your parents, just like she did, and now he got booted off. So but pay attention to that. Just because you're playing a game doesn't mean these other people are too. Mm-hmm. They can come and visit, sure. They're not going in there with you. Oh no. And let me tell you something. I'm going to try to say this as nice as I can. The food sucks. Okay? And if you're there for, 5, 10, 20 days, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. How much time do I have? 3 or 4 minutes. All right. Questions? People that haven't asked. Go ahead. Because it's cheap. and we have to feed a lot of people, or the whoever's in charge has to feed a lot of people, and they don't buy the best food. They just buy by bulk.
So last time when my dad was like working, so I accidentally heard the door knocking.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother ran, and I just said, "Do not open the door." He went close to the door, and I said no. And suddenly my father heard it, and I said that my brother was trying to open it. My daddy opened it, my father,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly there was my grandparents, and I'm glad that my brother did not open the door to a stranger because I was very
That's right.
My daddy said do not open.
Do not open the door, especially to a stranger. Go ahead.
Like, what if you're home and like someone comes to your door knocking and you don't know who it is?
You don't open the door, you get an adult and let them take care of it. Nope. Go ahead. Well, we're going to find that out. We're going to find that out that it didn't come from your phone, and then you're okay. And we're going to find out who that person is and where that phone is, and they're going to jail. Go ahead. Well, then you have to go to a trusted adult, which would be teachers, police officers, firemen. If you see a mail delivery person, people like that, most definitely, you have to talk to somebody.
We got time for about 2 more questions.
Okay. All right, 2 more questions. Who didn't? You didn't. Go ahead. Okay. Say that again, I'm sorry. The Safari thing? Yes. Yes. Last question.
Does it like do you get charged more if you're like an adult, or do you get like charged?
Yeah, there's different levels, and juveniles are handled differently than adults, but it's still a crime. It's still a crime, but you'll be treated a little differently, but sometimes not. Now, if that 11-year-old was doing that, and it was an adult, he'd probably be doing about 12 years instead of 1. But while this juvenile's in jail, he's got problems. And he's going to get some anger help, he's going to get some other psychological help, and hopefully we can set him straight. But other than that, that's it.
Let's give Commander Lutz a round of applause for being here with us today. And then if you'll sit up straight, real quiet in your seat for just a moment. I want to talk to the teachers real fast. Okay, so teachers, as our philosophy states, the parents are the parents. We're not the parents. We're trying to equip them. If I could encourage every teacher to take a few moments in class and encourage the students to go home and talk to their parents and to have a conversation about how to responsibly use the internet, things like that, and then have them report back to you in class if they had that conversation. Maybe there's a way you can incentivize that. Anything you can do to foster and encourage communication with the families and at home, I want to encourage you to do that, okay? There are questions that are appropriate for the parents to receive that you may not be able to answer, but the parents should be receiving. So let's encourage that, okay? Especially something with such sensitivity. The next classes, there's going to be even more explicit information being shared because it's middle school and high school. But I want you to know as teachers that at younger ages than what we have in here, students are being exposed to even more things, okay? So encourage communication with families at home, okay? Mr. Wagner, any last instructions, and then they'll be dismissed.
So, we don't want to be scared to use the internet, right? Because it does have, there are good things that can come from it, right? We just want to use it responsibly and safely, okay? Especially when it comes to communicating with others. I love the grandma test, right? A grandma or someone that you trust and respect. If it's not something that you would say to them or show them, then it's something that you should not say or show to someone else, right? Okay? Let's close with a word of prayer, and then we'll dismiss. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for this day, Lord. Lord, we thank you for Commander Lutz, for taking his time to come in to help educate us how to properly use technology, Lord, to help educate us on the dangers that are out there, Lord. Lord, we just pray that our students can receive this information, Lord, that they can go home and they can have fruitful conversations with their families just about the technology that they use and how to use it safely, Lord. Lord, help us to take this opportunity to be able to honor you in all things we do, including using technology, Lord. Lord, we pray that you watch over and protect us throughout our day, and we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, you can dismiss. We'll start. We'll go by grade, so we'll go 5th, 4th, and 3rd. All right? And thank you all, students. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you for your questions. Does anybody want any more jokes before you go? Yeah? Oh, man. Y'all are... Man, oh, man. Y'all are making my day. Making my day. What do you get if you cross an angry sheep with a moody cow? An animal that's in a bad mood. Yeah, it does. Why do seagulls fly over the sea? Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels. Y'all have a good day.
Let's see if we can test it.
Sure. Right, to convert it to JPEGs and present it. No. Straight PowerPoint.
I'm just gonna run through like this. Flip through. I just want to make sure the videos play.
All right.
Hey, can we copy and paste this contact information into the chat?
Yeah.
Does this thing work? I mean, this is the audio, but do we have HDMI or something that needs?
Oh, did we get him plugged into HDMI?
No.
You should have a dongle up there, which is a little.
The little thing, we didn't plug it in.
Okay.
Oh, that's why. It's not plugged in.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going with HDMI.
There you go. All right.
And then, now, does it automatically detect the
It should.
Okay.
It should. They were a lot more good than
Yeah, they did.
When you say 3rd grade, that gets me a little down.
That's the, right, you have some that
Right.
fiddle, and you have some that, but that's like that.
Yeah, because you can see some of the questions of the talk, and some have very intelligent, questions.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Normally it's on all the time. Does this dongle have to be charged or anything? No.
Is the PowerPoint on show?
What's that?
Did you hit show?
Yeah, he hit the button to show it. It's not picking it up, so we just want to make sure.
It may be the monitor, may have to switch to the monitor.
I tell you what. Is this your jump drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's the,
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
we got 15 minutes.
If you can give me a USB, I'll bring the presentation back here, and I can import it pretty quick if you have one. Sorry, man. Make sure everything's working. So we got 15 minutes. You can drop that presentation onto this. What was it? Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, so.
audio is working.
Is he connected to the inside here, our internet? So that would have to, does he have to be connected to our internet for that to display?
It's a PowerPoint presentation, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's straight, it's a
Should-
it's
yeah.
Bluetooth connection.
I'm wondering if the dongle, that plexiglass, I wonder if it's blocking the signal.
It could be. Could be.
It's usually on the side.
Just pick the laptop up. Well, guess it didn't make any difference.
All right, we'll just drop it on here, we'll just import it into the representative. No, you'll have to do it from back there.
We'll just play everything back there.
Yeah, right. Is everything in the presentation?
It should be, so now we're really gonna have to see if the audio is.
Okay. That's good.
All right.
Let's try that.
I mean, the audio is definitely registered. It's just I can put this in here.
You want me to do that, Jerry?
Oh, wait, hold on, try it again, I got it from, this thing, the other FBCA chapel.
Yeah, it's still connected to that. You can plug the dongle into that.
Yeah, because this is just connected as soon as I plugged it in.
Yeah, plug that in. Oh, here, he's got his going.
We're good? Yep, we got it. It's this thing you have to, so
All right, let's
test.
yeah, let's go for it.
There you go.
Static. See how it's done.
be okay, because I heard the ding when it connected. When it connected.
Worst case scenario, you could just replay the video from back there. Now, shouldn't with the HDMI, shouldn't the audio go right to the HDMI?
We don't have the right connector for that back here.
Yeah, right, we don't have to put that.
23.
Yep, 23 is right. Let's just test this out. Your sound is on for sure. Play it so I can hear it a little bit. Oh, that's the problem. So that's one. Okay. We need to change that to speakers. Yep. All right. It's gonna be loud.
See how it goes?
Hey guys, Merry early Christmas.
Today I'm going to talk about Patty. Patty's best character.
Lower it a little bit. Is that you? Perfect. Hello.
We're starting front row, guys. Front row. All right, stop.
Next school meeting. You're not in here. This is middle school.
All right, come on in, grab your seats, everybody. If we can grab our seats and start to quiet down. All right, good morning. Is everybody nice and warm? All right, so this morning we have a guest, Commander Lutz from Flagler County Sheriff's Office. All right, so he is going to come in. He's going to speak to you all a little bit about cyberbullying and internet safety. Right? So please give him your attention. Be respectful. There will be a time for questions. So you can be thinking about some questions as he's going through. This is serious stuff, right? We are one-to-one. So everybody in here has a device that they use every day, correct? For school, most of y'all probably have devices that you use at home. So he just wants to help educate us how to properly and safely use our devices. So, Commander Lutz, everybody, give him a hand.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Good morning. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. We're going to cover a lot of different things going on, especially with the internet, cell phones, things like that. Some safety things you need to know about, and consequences you need to know about if you're going to misuse it. Okay? So there's a lot of things to get to, so we're going to get right into it. There's so many different things that are out there. I'm going to have some of these things are not even there anymore. We're going to have to update it more and more. You know, I'm not a big social media guy, but social media, how many of you have a cell phone? Everybody, pretty much, right? We're getting there, okay? For those with cell phones and things and computer use, how many are on like social media? Okay. All right, it's there, it's good. You can use it, it's very, entertaining, but it's also can be a dangerous place. And we want to talk about that. But there's a lot of things that are out there. Snapchat. Everybody heard of Snapchat? Okay. It's cool, right? You like it. What does Snapchat do? Okay. What happens to the pictures? Right, but if you send a picture, what happens to it? Disappears after like 6 seconds? Something like that? Crazy, I don't use it, so that's why I want to just double check. Is it really erased? No. Oh no. So you can send some pictures, whatever picture you want. It's in a file someplace. You can delete it, you can do that, or it disappears. People are a lot of you right here are very tech savvy, or we're going to save that picture. And if it's a picture that you don't want, you only want it to send to one person, all of a sudden the entire school sees it. Things change right there. okay? And somebody that's really, really, really good with computers, and everyone knows what a pedophile is, right? You read about pedophiles, guess what? They are very good with computers. Very good. That's how they try to hide. But that's how they try to find things. So whatever you send on anything, it's in a file somewhere. It's never erased. Remember that. Okay? So there's a lot of dangers with Snapchat, because once you send it, it can go viral. And once it does, you're done. I've known people that have sent stupid pictures, and it's supposed to go to one person. It never, ever does. Okay? You might get a request, and this is for boys and girls. You might get a request, and you're talking to somebody, and it's a friend or somebody, or it's a boy you want to impress, or a girl you want to impress. And what they're going to start doing is asking for nudes. Oh yeah, happens every day. Okay? Or you're talking to a stranger and you think you're talking to someone that's, you're 14 and you're talking to somebody that's 14 or 15 over in Romania, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to send a picture. Are you really talking to a 14 or 15-year-old in Romania? You really don't know. Sure.
I don't know why y'all are giggling and laughing. This is serious stuff. If you don't think it is, you're a fool. God tells us the wise are fools. I don't want to see that giggling again. 7, 6, 8. This is serious. And if you don't think people haven't been hurt emotionally, physically, from doing what they thought was something cute, funny, they do. Every day. I don't know what the statistics are, but I'm thinking minutes.
No, you?
So give some respect. And I don't want to see that again. Neither do the rest of the teachers, neither does Dr. Max. I won't have it. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
And I'm just going to follow it up, right? Again, we are a school that's one-to-one. So we're doing this because you were growing up in a digital age. Everything is digital-based, right? And we have to, as Christians and believers in Christ, we have to know the responsible way to use the internet in communication, for educational purposes, gaming, everything, right? And we can use it in a way that honors God, right? And that's what Commander Lutz is trying to talk to us about. Some of this stuff might seem silly or funny, but now is not the time to giggle, right? Or laugh, or to make jokes about it, because this is stuff that you are going to face each and every day, and you need to learn how to properly respond and handle these situations, okay?
Thank you. Because these things happen every day. It has happened here in Flagler County, where young ladies or young men sending pictures of themselves thinking it's someone of the same age, and meanwhile, it's not. And then it snowballs out of control, and we're going to talk about it.
Hey, Megan. Nice.
All right, quiet down. Thank you. Quiet, please, everyone. Shane Andrews.
Yes.
Emily Abbott.
Here.
Graham Carl.
Yes.
Jessica Collins,
Here.
Kate Copper,
Present.
Charles Douglas,
Yep.
Sarah Dobson,
Here.
Kerry Hall,
Present.
Brent Holbrook,
Yep.
Claire Henderson,
Yeah.
Regan Simpson,
Yes.
Megan Edgerton, Megan, Megan Edgerton, Megan.
Think you know what happens to your images? Who will see them? How they will affect you? Think again.
You may be sending something to somebody you think you trust or you want to impress. Believe me, if it's somebody that you want to have a relationship with, you're not going to be marrying that person. Do not trust that they're not going to do something inappropriate with those images, videos, and things like that. And this happens every day. All across the country, all across the world, actually. So please be careful. Hope, she was 13 years old. She phoned a photo of herself to a boy. Another girl borrowed his phone, got the picture, sent it. It went viral. Okay? The bullying started, making fun of her, the whole bit. She couldn't feel, she couldn't, she ended up committing suicide. It's affecting young people where they end up hurting themselves in suicide. It can get out of control. If you don't do it in the first place, it can't affect you that way. All right? It's very, very important to think about those things. Cyberbullying. Things like that could be used to cyberbully. Bullying, when I was young, during school hours, when school's in session, you see it in the movies all the time. The big kid picking on the little kid, right? Or picking on somebody's for a whole host of reasons, for looks, race, religion, whatever, right? And they get picked on. But when the summer came or Christmas break and all that, the bullying stopped until you got back in school. Now, because of cell phones, internet, the computer, all that sort of stuff, it's happening 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So the bullying doesn't stop. If you are a bully and doing this, stop, because you're committing a crime, first of all. But stop, because you're really affecting people's, self-esteem and health. If you're being bullied, you need to report it immediately so it can be stopped. Right? One of the biggest things is you're a bully and you start bullying this person on a cell phone or on the internet, social media, and then all your friends go, oh, that's funny, and they join in. Now this one person is getting bullied by a dozen people. And then it really starts affecting you emotionally, spiritually, every way you can think of. All right? It's very dangerous. And people have killed themselves and hurt themselves because of it. When you hear about school shootings and they start digging deep into the shooter, do you know why a lot of them do it? Because they were bullied. So when they come to the school, who are they looking for? The bullier. Think about that. Does anybody have heard about Columbine? The shooting in Columbine, well over 20 years ago. But that brought the school shooting to the forefront, okay? These were two guys, obviously, had some mental health issues, but they were bullied. They went on the campus, and they were looking for the captain of the football team, the head cheerleaders. That's who they were gunning for. They killed teachers and students, and then they blew up bombs in the school and ended up killing themselves. Not a nice thing. But that all stemmed from bullying, okay? But now, because of cell phones, which is the #1 way people are using and being bullied, okay? You're going to get all these different messages about your self-esteem. Usually the people that are doing it are no much better than you. But this is the way they feel important. And they feel they get power over you. Don't let them have power over you. It's all nonsense. And the next semester it's all going to be forgotten and moved on. But it affects you. Why do you care what other people think about you? You do what you got to do for your future, for your life. The hell with them. Okay?
Today I'm going to talk about Patty. Patty's best characteristics, she's stupid. Stupid and ugly. Everything she does is ugly. Watch her eat. Watch her stuff her face. Look at her. Greasy hair, dirty fingernails. It makes me want to vomit. Get a life, Patty. Thank you.
If you're not willing to say, if you're going to say something nasty, if you're not willing to do it to somebody's face, don't do it on the cell phone. That's a coward. That is the definition of a coward. Because if I'm going to say it to somebody's face, and then, it is what it is, we're going to go at it, or, we're going to talk about it, whatever. But if you're not willing to do it to somebody's face, don't do it behind somebody's back, because that is a coward. And if you join in and think it's cute, funny, you're even worse. Okay? Where are people cyberbullied? All different social media outlets. Instagram is big, Snapchat. All right, we talked about Snapchat, right? All of them. But social media is big because you get to talk, say what you want, talk to others, and everybody else is looking too. So they want to join in. Why do people get bullied? Usually because of their appearance, race, sexuality is big now, right? Academic. If you're that kid that doesn't have to study that much because you can get 90s anytime you want, and that one kid that's struggling to get that 80, help them. Don't pick on them. Okay? Because we all learn, we all act, we all grow differently. Okay? And then that person that's struggling to get the 80 may turn around 10, 15, 20 years from now and be CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, and you're not. Okay? What you're doing now doesn't mean you're the same 20 years from now. Be smart about it. Help other people. Don't put other people down. That's important. Okay? Whole different reasons why people, people hurt themselves, people commit suicide, fights, arguments. People that get bullied start to become bullies, vice versa. It's just a snowball. Things just get out of control. Mental health issues, depression, you name it, it runs the gamut. And especially you can get drug or alcohol abuse, because that's not how you solve problems. That just makes problems worse. Okay? All right. Nearly 55% of kids between 13 and 17 have been bullied online. 30% of them happens more than once. Okay? If you are being bullied, you need to report it so you can put an end to it. Because it's not, bullies are just that, bullies. They don't stop. Okay? They have to be stopped or told. And then, they could eventually be, you can end up being best friends down the road with that same person. They're just doing something stupid and it needs to be stopped. So who do you report it to? Parents, okay? Teachers, especially if it's happening during school, all right? Let them put an end to it. And you'd be surprised how things can turn out. 70% of students see frequent bullying online. If you see it going on, you need to report it. Because that person may be too scared to. All right? And it's going to affect them down the road. 95% of teens in the U.S. had vast majority access to the internet and mobile device. Cell phones is the number one way people are getting bullied now and getting bullied. And then Instagram is bad, Snapchat is bad. 1 in 10 victims, only 1 in 10 inform somebody. So 90% of bullying is going unreported. And what happens when it's unreported? It continues. And you don't want to be that person. All right? Girls are about twice as likely as boys to be victims. And perpetrators. Those mean girls, they've made movies about mean girls. You know, your girlfriends, you got to get each other's backs. I mean, really. Come on. Right? Work together, not against each other. Don't be mean. Think about it. And then about 40% has visited other websites and social medias about people getting bullied. Oh, you should read about what so-and-so was saying about so-and-so. And then you get on. Oh, that's cute. Oh, my God, that's fine. You're pretty much just as bad at that point, right? So, victimization, you can't even see it there, but it's all percentages. What it comes down to is there's a lot of victims out there and perpetrators, and you need to put an end to it. Put an end to it. Because it's going to affect you possibly for the rest of your life. And that's how people end up not being successful and things like that, okay? In their lifetime, percentage of teens, right? Boys and girls, about being been bullied, been cyberbullied in their lifetime. And in the recent 30 days, whenever they take polls, it's usually about, right there, 30%. 30%. That's a lot of people. That's a lot. In a country this big, 30%, if it's not in the hundreds of thousands, it's in the millions. It's in the millions. Think about how widespread that is. Okay? Don't send or respond to mean or insulting messages. Then you're part of the problem. Don't confront the person, just report it. Get it to end. Tell your parents or teachers if you get them. If something happens online that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's important. Someone's saying that like we saw in the first video. People are, oh my God, they're saying things bad about me, or they want me to do certain things that make you feel uncomfortable. You need to report it, all right? Talk to your parents and teachers at school about this stuff, right? Young people have hurt themselves because of bullying, all right? Cyberbullying is a crime. You can go to jail for it. We just went to Virginia and arrested an 11-year-old for threats on the internet. Remember last year? We had all these swatting calls, right, for schools, right? We had to investigate it. There was a kid, 11-year-old in Virginia. It cost the sheriff's office, it cost your parents' tax money over 40 grand to investigate this one 11-year-old. Right? First time in the state's history, we brought him down. We arrested him in Virginia, went to court in Virginia, shipped his butt down here, and now he's here in jail for over a year. Hopefully he gets the help that he needs, because he is a problem child. He is a problem. He is that kid you read about shooting up schools, shooting up something. He was that kid. Okay? Hopefully we put an end to it, and hopefully with some mental health assistance that he's going to get this year, that he puts an end to it, but hopefully it's not. But a credible threat needs a threat with intent to cause the person who is the target in fear. The threat must be against life of, or threat cause bodily injury to, which is a lot. Last week, or the week before, 16-year-old young lady threatened another 16-year-old young lady that she was going to kill her. Okay, took pictures of her house. You think that's a real threat? Oh yeah, she's in jail. 16 years old. She's in jail. And just to let you know, that arrest and all of that will follow her for the rest of her life. Oh, try to get into the college of your choice with that one. Or the military. Oh yeah, no, we don't need you. Okay? Or that job. Guess what? They're all looking at your histories. And all of a sudden you want to get that job. This is the job of your life. This is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. This is a $150,000 job. What's with this? Thank you for coming in. Done. Applebee's is hiring. Think about it. No. But eventually we will.
I just want to ask a question.
Sure.
What if I was just joking?
Yeah.
This is a joke.
Every kid, we've locked up 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds for making threats to schools and stuff. Okay? And what's the one thing they always say when they get arrested? It was a joke. How many times have you seen in the news about a school getting shot up, or a church getting shot up, or a Walmart getting shot up? We, as a sheriff's office here in Flagler and every other law enforcement agency across this country, do not take these threats as a joke. We are coming to your door. We are taking you to jail. You will, not maybe, you will be arrested. Our sheriff says 0 tolerance when it comes to threats like this. You will be going to jail. And that record will follow you the rest of your life. Guaranteed. It's just a joke. Okay? We had a bunch of years ago, Flagler Palm Coast High School. 4 kids. When this thing started to get bigger and bigger, somebody saw it. They were planning on shooting up the school, how they were going to do it, right here in Flagler County, mind you. We're going to shoot up the school, we're going to do this, going to do this. Right? Somebody, thank God, if you see these threats, you need to report it. It's that important. Showed the SRD. SRD looked into it, got them. All 4 of them got expelled. All 4 of them went to jail. And what did they say it was? Just a joke. Just a game. It was a game to see what we can do. Oh, yeah. How about their future? Because that's attached to them wherever they go now. College, military, employment. Think about it. It's that important. Okay? Any person who willfully, maliciously, or repeatedly follows, harasses, or cyber stalks, right? You keep harassing that young lady that you want to bother, that young man, and like you keep going after them and after them and after them. That's cyber stalking through the internet. It used to be outside your door, outside you following them around in a car, which still happens. That's stalking. But you can do it on the internet now, and on cell phones and all that. That's cyber stalking. You can get up to a year in jail. And we will put you in jail, okay? As long as it's deemed a credible threat, okay? Intend you place that person in reasonable fear and death of bodily harm, etc., 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 you can get up to 5 years in jail. That's how serious this is. And we've arrested people, and yes, they've gone to jail for a significant amount of time. Yep, we don't take it as a joke. This guy, David, was sophomore in high school. Worked out, big guy, enthusiastic, an Eagle Scout. Hung himself in the family's backyard in 2016 because of cyberbullying. And it just affected him so bad because that tunnel looks like so dark at the end, which it's not. You can live through all this and get past it. And this is his brother, his older brother. Said in today's age, bullies don't push you into lockers. They don't tell their victims to meet them behind the school's dumpster after class. They cower behind usernames and take fake profiles from miles away and constantly berating and abusing good, innocent people. People have killed themselves, have hurt themselves over this. Again, if you can't say it to their face and you do it behind somebody's back, you are a coward. Okay? And unfortunately, it can affect you in many different ways. All right? Sarah, same thing. 7th grader committed suicide, 2009. And she was voted queen for an upcoming fall festival. It was teased at school, and its MySpace isn't in existence anymore. But it's, like what Facebook and all the Instagram is now. And it just went on and on and on and on and on. And she said that she couldn't handle what others were saying about it. Why do you care what other people think, say about you? Know what you are inside, know who you are, and you just go forward. Forget about these people. These people are cowards, plain and simple. Catfishing, they even have TV shows about it now. You've seen it, right? You go on the internet, and all of a sudden, you're going to meet this person. It's not who they say, which adults will troll the internet and try to talk to young people, juveniles, on the internet and try to get them to meet and do all, and they're just catfishing you, right? They're not who they say they are. But it won't happen to me. I'm too smart. I'm too savvy. I'm too internet savvy. Really cool, right? And then they get into what they call now sextortion, where they want you to send nude pictures, and once you do, they got you on the hook and they reel you in, okay? How many here have, how many, you can count friends, real friends, face-to-face friends that you do stuff with, that you can talk to, that you confide in. Probably you can count them on one hand or two hands, right? Who needs and who really has 1,200 close friends? Nobody. This internet, oh, he's friends with me. Look how many friends I have. Look how many friends I have. Look how many likes I get. That's all nonsense, all right? How many followers you have. Unless you're making money at it, who cares, right? These are people that are living your life through you, all right? Be careful. Who you really talking to? A couple of young men were talking, or thought they were talking, to this young lady, a 14-year-old cheerleader, right? Who her pictures are on the internet. He just grabbed them, some guy, he just grabbed them, they were having a conversation. She was having a conversation with a bunch of young men. It's happened in Florida, right? They ended it, she started talking to him, send me some naked pictures, got into that conversation. 14, I'm gonna send a whole bunch of naked pictures. But were they talking to a 14-year-old? No, they were talking to that guy. And once he got you, he hooked them in, and now they were forced to send other pictures, or I'm going to expose you. That's sextortion. If you don't tell me or send me more pictures, I am going to send your nude pictures out to everybody in the school, because now I got into your Facebook or your Instagram, and I know everybody's there, and I'm going to send it to everybody, and now you're stuck and you keep sending more pictures. It happens all the time, okay? This guy was from Hialeah, ended up being sentenced to 139 years in prison. When you ever hear the judge throwing the book at you, threw the book at this guy, okay? He had a whole bunch of victims, young men, here in Florida. That's what he did. That 11-year-old that we went to arrest, he was up there sending things to schools and ended up threatening other individuals, doing sextortion, trying to getting some cryptocurrency and all this sort of stuff. And he's 11 years old. All right? The internet and social media can be a very good thing, can be a very dangerous thing. You have to have your guard up. It's very important. Once you click, it will stick. All right? When you send it, it doesn't disappear. It is there somewhere, and somebody that's good in the computer can look it up and find it and dig and get these pictures and get whatever. Once you send it, you can't pull it back. It's out there. You can delete things, yep, but it's out there, okay? It's never really gone. Once you click it, it's out there somewhere.
Once you post your image online, you can't take it back. Anyone can see it. Family, friends, anyone. Remember, think before you post.
Oh, you send it to your friends, it's out there, and then that creepy guy's got it. Oh yeah, he's out there. And he's got your picture. Yep. Okay, geotagging. For those of you with cell phones, how many of them are smartphones? Okay, you can do a lot of stuff on those things. Those are basically handheld computers. Okay? Every single picture you take with a smartphone is geotagged. You can turn it off, it's still in there, and a lot of pedophiles know how to get it. So you send a picture, and this guy goes on the internet, he finds it, he sees it, he can get into it and find out down to your address where that picture was taken. Every single picture you send knows where it is, and they can find it. So when that guy brings up that picture, he goes, oh, look, it's in the W section. Yay. Now he's outside the front of your house. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay? Passwords, some safety, some quick safety talks. Obviously, when you have to set a password, they ask you for 8 characters, uppercase, lowercase, because it's very easy to get into computers and stuff by guessing people's passwords. All right? 1234, 3421, your birth date, 111. Change it, please. Do something. Get it. Don't let everybody know your passwords except for your parents so they can check. Remember, you have cell phones, you have computers and things like that. Until you really pay for it yourself and you're an adult, it belongs to your parents. All right? So let them in, because they're the ones that are going to see something that you may not pick up on. All right? Just don't make passwords obvious. You know, you talk about it, you see all those things, just don't share them. If you click in, log in and remember me and all that, if you stay logged in, you're in there. Anybody gets in that computer now can get in through the back door with all these things that when you stayed on. 1 in 5 children between the ages of 10 and 17 receive unwanted sexual solicitations online. Only a quarter of them tell your parents. No, let your parents know when this conversation, the internet, cell phones, social media, gaming systems, because you're talking to people on the internet, right? All of a sudden, you could be playing this game or talking to somebody on social media doing this, and then pretty quickly, all of a sudden, you start talking, and then the conversation starts becoming sexual. You're like, what the hell's going on? And you start talking, and you don't even realize, because he's your buddy. We're playing a game. We're team members. And then that's where it starts going off the rails. As soon as that happens, over, done. Report it to whomever the people are, the game or whatever, and get them kicked off. Because he's trolling those systems, those areas, looking for you. Okay? You don't know who's at the other end of the computer. All right? Flagler Beach in 2006. To Catch a Predator was a TV show where you had adults acting like children online on different sites that all the young adults go on to. And it started to get sexual, and they talked and they reeled these people in. Okay? And then 21 men came to Flagler Beach. How many of you live in Flagler Beach? Okay, a few. Okay. But how many people? How about this? Go to Flagler Beach. Okay. 21 men came to Flagler Beach to have sex with young kids. Boys and girls. Boys and girls. Okay? A whole bunch of others sent naked pictures of themselves, things like that. This was all done under supervision, right, with law enforcement, Flagler Beach Police Department, this company that was doing it in the TV show, To Catch a Predator. Okay? Boom. And they got 21. These are the 21 men. Take a look. Young, old, long hair, short hair, guys that look like your groceries, bald guys, freaky looking guys, dark skin, light skin. Okay, that guy looks like a pedophile anyway. Right? All different shapes, sizes, ages, colors, the whole 9 yards. The whole 9 yards. Came to Flagler Beach. Came here to have sex with kids your age and younger. And younger. They're out there. Okay? This last guy was a cop from Alabama. Okay? In his car, he had guns, bulletproof vests, a rope, a boat anchor, video camera, digital camera, handcuffs, pornographic material. Is this guy here for a party or what? I used to be on the dive team for the sheriff's office. We'd still be looking for her. We never would have found her. You really don't know who you're talking to on the internet, on some of these social media sites. Okay? You have to be careful. This is a different age. This is a much different age from when I'm grown up. Okay? I was a cop before we had cell phones. Okay? I was a cop when we used to have beepers and pagers. You don't hear about those anymore. All right? Where there used to be public phones on the street corner. Oh yeah, different age. And with different ages and different technologies come different dangers and safeguards, and you have to be careful. Have to be careful, because you are targets for some of these people. All right? It's important. Teens recovered from the Super Bowl when it was in Jacksonville a bunch of years ago. The FBI, they do this every Super Bowl. They go through all these different things and stings and everything. And they recovered, there's a bunch of adults, the prostitution rings and things like that. They recovered 16 juveniles that was sex trafficked. 16. Those are the only ones that they caught and rescued, basically. Okay? Where do you think all these 16 kids and more met their captors? On the internet. Okay? They ran off because they're having a problem at school, having a problem at home, and they talk to this person, and they know how to talk, and they reel them in, and they went to go meet them someplace, and now they're being sex trafficked. It happens, and they recovered 16 of them. Okay? These are high school students. It happens, okay? In Flagler County alone, right here, this was in 2022, a couple years ago, right? 8 people were arrested. We did a sting for prostitution sting. Here's some of these people that are up there. We got prostitutes, we got men visiting them, okay? Right? It was a 2-day operation. It ended up, we found one human trafficked victim in this who ended up being forced into prostitution, okay? And we all worked together with the different areas and the federal government, and we were able to shut these guys down, and then all done online. All done online, which is the key. But at least we got somebody out of the business for that. Think before you post, all right? Is it true? Is it hurtful? Is it illegal? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Think, okay? Said this in the last class, it's important. Think about it. Before you make a post, even if you think it's, cute, funny, or maybe even a little mean, think about it. Before you post it, because once you click it, you can't get it back. And whatever you've said, like I said, you might have thought it was a joke. If that person, or if you get it, and you don't think it's a joke, is it really a joke? No. Take the grandma test. Before you post something, if your grandmother got a handle on it, how would she think about you? Would she be proud of you? Would she be upset? If the answer is yeah, what are you doing? Don't post it. If your grandmother can't read it, don't post it. Then it's not appropriate. Okay? Any questions?
Commander Lutz, just a couple of things before you take questions. We have time for a few questions. Just follow up, right? A few things about our differences, and I know that's a lot of times why people are bullied.
Mm-hmm.
But know that we are all children of God, right? And we are all created in His image, whatever our differences are, right? So that's the way God created us to be. And again, He created us in His image. So we should not be ashamed of our differences, and we should not be looking to point out differences, especially to be mean or hurtful. And just so we're clear, cyberbullying itself is systematically or chronically, right? So it means it's repeated, right? It's repeated over and over. If somebody says something mean to you one time, that's not bullying, okay? Not to discount that, right? But sometimes we do overuse that term, bullying. But some of the things that bullying includes is teasing, right? Making fun of, physically hurting somebody, insulting someone, using a cell phone to take a picture of another person and sharing it electronically, spreading rumors, and again, teasing a person in a mean way, calling them inappropriate names, making fun of their appearance, the way they talk, dress, or act are all examples of bullying, okay? And it, as Commander Lutz pointed out, it is a crime and it is punishable through the legal system, right? So I just wanted to add that.
No, that's fine.
So
that's fine.
If you have questions, raise your hand. We'll try to bring the mic around so everybody can hear you.
Nothing. Nothing at all. Okay, how many here are bullies? Well, that's good, because a bully would never admit it anyway. As I said before, they're cowards.
I'll follow that up. How many in here feel like they have been bullied?
Yeah, and that was the next question. See? You're not alone. That's the key, you're not alone. And it happens a lot. Okay?
Does this kind of stuff happen on video games? You talked
Oh, yeah.
about that?
We talked about that. You get video games, you could be talking to somebody halfway around the world, your team members, whatever. Bullying could happen from there because, you did something and you lost the game or whatever. Or, same thing with that, all of a sudden they can try to get into, a sexual conversation. If it's not about the game and it's not about, simple, easy, and common sense things, and it starts going off the rails, it starts going into different avenues, you have to be aware and be careful. And if you have been bullied online or social media, or especially the cell phone, okay, which is the number one way it's done, if you're not going to confront that person, then you need to go to teachers, principal, parents, okay, and show and put an end to it. Because it's not going to last, but you can get through it. All right? And again, why do you care what other people think? Why do you care? They've got the issues. They have self-esteem issues and things of that nature, and this is the way they think that they're going to get through it, by hurting other people. Not the way to do it.
So, insulting your friends would, over and over, would be considered?
It can be. Because I can insult, I got friends, we joke around. I've got kids that I've grown up with that I'm still friends with, and I'm old. Okay? And we, make fun of each other and joke around, but we're all taking it as a joke. If you're doing it and that person's not taking it as a joke, it's not cute, it's not funny. You have to stop. Okay? Because some people and some friends can joke around that way. All right? And nothing's mean meant about it. It's just mean to be funny. And if I take it as funny and I come back at you and you go back, ha, 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 ha. But this person may not. And they're very sensitive to those things. Well, then you don't do that. Okay, I apologize. Don't do that. All right? But jokes can get out of hand too, and then it starts getting personal.
I wanted to piggyback with the joking thing because I see with kids that they'll not want to hurt their friends' feelings, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're just joking," even though it's not. They didn't take it as a joke.
Right.
And they're not. And then you've got to speak up, and if it's hurtful, you need to say something. Don't let them continue to do it. It's not okay. Okay. So don't just take it and just don't think because you don't want to hurt your friends. Well, if they're really your friends, they should be doing that.
Correct.
Or
Correct.
they'll stop when you let them know.
No, if you let them know, the first thing they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, won't do that again. Apologize." Because they misread. They didn't read the room too good. Okay? And then if they're really your friend, they're going to stop and then support. And that's fine. And then you can move on. It's great. Yes. Yes. GPS. Yes. And they know exactly where you were when you took that picture. Nope. Nope. It's in every phone. Every smartphone. Now that you can turn it off, but it's still there. Good. That's technology. Technology. How do you think we can find out if we see something on the we pick up something on the internet and the detective's looking into it, detective knows where that picture was taken? Okay? And then they can call that, say, this is what happened over there, this picture was taken. Can you go visit this person at this address? And get this cell phone number or this IP address, this VIN, the whatever that's called, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what? We'll send, you can be doing this from Portland, Oregon. VPN, thank you.
Yeah.
You can be doing some nasty stuff from Portland, Oregon, and guess what? We're going to make a phone call to Portland PD, and Portland PD's knocking on his door. We've gone to doors for somebody across the country. And our detectives are going to show up and go, let me see your phone. Here's a court order. Give me your phone. We take it in there. We know your life's history on that phone. Our guys are so good. And I'll give you an example. We have detectives that their only job is to investigate cyber crimes, cell phones, internet searches, all that. We've actually had someone come into this county, shoot his girlfriend, right? Drove around the town, threw away the gun, end up at a hotel. Somebody jumped out of the bushes and shot us. Shot at us. Oh yeah, we got there. Cops weren't still, we kind of figured it out right away. But got hold of the cell phone before we could do anything. Brought it into the department. Boom. Was able to unlock it. If you don't think we can get into this phone, we can get into your phones. I don't care what you put on there. Got into the phone, tracked his whereabouts, the whole 9 yards, found the gun, had him arrested within 4 hours for murder, or attempted murder. She eventually died. Murder. He's doing the rest of his life in jail, right here in Flagler County. So if you don't think we can get that information from your phones and computers, you're wrong. They're still going to call you. You can report on the caller ID, but a lot of these phone calls that you're getting, especially on your cell phone, no matter what the number is, it's not the number. It's generated by apps now. It's very difficult to find them. We can dig into and find it, but some people are getting phone calls from their own phone number because it's generated by a computer, and whatever it says on the screen is not necessarily. You can block that number. The same people or company, you know, and if it's an illegal, if it's a scam or something like that, they're not going to honor the no-call list anyway. Very possibly, yes.
What do you have to say to those that are aware of cyberbullying is going on, but they don't want to be known as a snitch? They want to make any promise anymore.
Yep, well, that just means that the cyberbullying is going to continue. It's not going to stop. If you are a true friend and good person, you can report it so you can put an end to it. Because really, if you think about it, you don't want to be a snitch, but you actually could be saving somebody's life. You could be saving somebody's life. Because young people have taken their lives because of this. And it's bad. Well, did he? We don't know his history. Well, I don't know his history. He could have been a real piece of crap his entire life. He just didn't get caught. A lot of these people, many leopards do not change their spots. So he was a bad dude from way back when. He just got caught. And you saw some of those faces. There was some young people, some old people, middle-aged, ran the gamut, okay? So a lot of these guys could have been doing the same thing and just never got caught. They just got caught up in a sting, you know? And it could have been their first time, but it could have been their 100th time. That's important.
All right, so that's all the time we have right now. Listen, as we go, we need to remember, teachers, staff, we need to remember that the children are a responsibility of the parents, right? So students, I encourage you to go home, have conversations with your parents, right? Teachers, I encourage you to see how many students actually went home and had those conversations with their parents, because these are things that you should be talking to your parents about. right? Everything that was mentioned today.
Okay.
Okay?
Just say something about that with your parents. When your parents have restrictions on your phone and your internet use and gaming use and all of that, which is great, okay, and you don't like it, and you're going to learn many years from now, that's parenting. They're looking out for your safety. So don't take it as a mean thing. Take it as being a parent, and they're taking it for your safety. So you have to realize that. Even though you don't really see it, it's actually what's going on. Sorry.
No, you're good, thank you. So we are going to dismiss. You're going to go out the side door here, okay? And we'll start over here, 8th grade. First, go ahead, everybody can stand up. Stay with your class, please. Be quiet as you exit.
What's that?